and it reads as such: duty-free cooking oil. No recipe for easy life, say manufacturers. The Kenya Association, I don't have the hard copy here. The Kenya Association of Manufacturers says the government's duty-free cooking oil imports will not alleviate the steep cost of the product due to high distribution costs amid an ongoing tussle between the state and producers. Yeah. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I agree with it 110%. But let me tell you this. This duty-free things that the government came up with through Kenya National Trading Corporation is a fraud, let me tell you. It's all an attempt to try and line the pockets of those who are politically correct or those who finance this administration in their campaigns. Look at the sugar. 600,000 tons duty-free came in. The price of sugar was 5,000 something at the time. Now it's 7,000 something. It didn't help. None of them, the sugar, the maize, the rice, the wheat, flour, the beans, the cooking oil, all these things, have you seen any tender by KNTC or anything that has been given to businessmen? Really, in that sense, no. It is being given out quietly to those people up there who are connected to government. So this thing about, for example, I can understand, for example, maize, there is a shortage in our production. What has cooking oil got to do with production? Because we don't grow palm oil in this country, it comes from outside. So it's all about, and there are 15 factories who have invested over 100 billion, over 100,000 workers in the whole, industry. Today are likely to, to face, job cuts because of what the government is doing. What they did is to give the 125,000 metric tons of import to friends of the government to import duty-free and then sell it at a premium to Kenya National Trading Corporation. So I import ready-made jerrycans of fuel, say of cooking oil, say at 20 liters at $20 or $21, CIF Mombasa, and I sell it to Kenya National Trading Corporation at $25 to $30. This is something that's agreed in boardrooms. There's nothing to do, because it's not something that has been, priced in the market. And then because of you're trying to say we're creating subsidy, but what this story is saying yesterday, that even with that crooked deal, still that thing is going to be expensive, because the people who are involved are not just people who are bringing it genuinely to try and sell to KNTC. No, this is a deal that has been done so that people can be given cuts along the way. So it doesn't make sense. So in the process, you are losing tax in that import. This industry that is generating over 50 billion shillings a year is also going to shut down, and you're losing taxes again. So all these things, jobs. You are importing. Where's the maize? 1.2 million tons they were going to import by February. We are now going to June.
The Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture did put them on notice.
They didn't. They got only 48 times 2. I think 96,000 tons out of 1.2 million. Is it going to change the situation? Where is the sugar you've seen? The rice, by the way, the same thing. The price of rice has not changed. Nothing, because the whole thing is shrouded by secrecy in the way they have distributed it out to their fellows, and then there is so much rent-seeking involved, so much corruption involved. It will not serve the purpose. This whole thing about duty-free thing, KRA is going to lose big time. KRA is going to lose big time. That is why in the year ending 2022 June, KRA raised 2.03 trillion. Today, this June, they are not able to get the 2 trillion. That's the projection so far. That they have not even hit the 2 trillion. And the reason is because of what's happening in the last few months, really. I mean, there's a run on Treasury, there's a run on KRA. The things are not being done the way they should be done. And I think this is not good. So all these import things, duty-free, sit with the industry. If you're worried about sugar, call the sugar industry players. Call the cooking oil industry players. Sit with them. How can we reduce the cost of cooking oil? How can we reduce the cost of sugar? Farmers. Why do you call farmers cartels? Maize farmers. You started off by saying these are cartels. Reduce the price. You have 72 hours. Otherwise, I'm going to bring GMO. And what would be the consequences? You can't operate that way as a government. Sit with the industry, sit with the businesses, sit with the farmers, find a solution to the high cost of doing business. I think that is the way to go. Not this business of saying we'll import things duty-free. You give it to, olive barrows and the Doritos, and then, the businesses themselves now collapse.
I wanted to say, a bit tongue-in-cheek, these measures have the intended effect. You see, the intended effect is rent-seeking The intended thing is to create is corruption. Well, it cannot possibly have been intended to bring down the cost of food for Kenyans. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it like that. I mean, these 15 factories that make edible oils, if you are really interested in bringing down, then they should have been the ones importing duty-free.
All right. Good. So I want to move us now to